Almost like you're technologically inept.
I have no idea why it was blocked. I looked through all the settings and stuff, and I don't know. That's like the past like 4 times I've tried, it hasn't worked.
This is the internet.
This is the mute button.
Well,
So can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear. Loud and clear.
So how's everybody?
Doing good.
great.
Can't complain.
All right.
11 every day I wake up. 11 every day.
I had a question for Jamil. I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
How many hours a day are you working at this business?
Which one?
Well,
Consulting business?
yeah, digital marketing consulting business.
It's probably about a solid 8 hours.
And then what are you doing?
6 to 8 hours.
And then you're off. You're just taking time for yourself, or you're doing something else?
I haven't had any time for myself. So there's work. That's basically about 8 hours a day. It's actually more like 7 hours a day in reality, but like 8 hours a day. Consulting business, about 6 to 8 hours a day. Coaching, info product stuff now is taking up pretty much all the rest of my time because there's a pretty big learning gap there.
Wait, do you still have a job?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah. That's paying all the bills because all the money I make from consulting right now is going entirely into growing the business.
Holy cow.
So all the dollars are being rolled back into advertising, testing, coaches, whatever else needs to be done there. And basically all the rest of the time that makes up like the 14 hours or so is basically either like testing, learning, or info products.
Damn. That's
I didn't know that you were still at your old job. I thought you left that.
Oh no, I left that one.
Yeah,
joined a much better one, which is also much easier because they actually have a solid product and everything.
But you're working at a house?
You're working remote, right?
Working remote, yeah. Working remote.
Oh, wow. So how do you divide your time between the two worlds?
Right now I don't. It's super intertwined.
Oh, wow.
Super intertwined. I just got that best self journal thing. It's monstrosity, so I can plan it out and actually like separate time.
What is that? Best self?
That is created by someone in the foundation. It's kind of like a mix of like a journal, day planner, goal setter. Like you do everything in here, and the whole idea is that you can optimize your productivity. That's what I got from it so far. I haven't read through the full thing.
Wow.
I just got it an hour ago, but that's what it seems to be.
Awesome. I got the Freedom Journal from
Nice.
you guys hear about this guy?
Hi, Flynn.
John Dumas. Wait, is that John Dumas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And the other one's Catherine Laverty, I believe. That's who it is from the foundation. So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I didn't think I needed another journal, but.
Well, I think so. What it is it's like you know Grant Cardone's 10x everything.
Yeah.
As I'm reading through this, it's the exact same principles narrowed down into like 5 pages instead of like that monstrosity that Grant Cardone sends over of like hundreds of hours of stuff. Exact same type of principles, but they take out the idea of like 10xing your goals. They just take that out, and all the other same principles of day planning and productivity are still in there. And it's a lot more condensed.
Cool.
But I also started reading that Grant Cardone 10x thing. It's phenomenal.
Really?
It's so ingenious that it's also like super stupid and bare bones simple. And I mean that was the purpose of it. But it was like the whole idea is just you just challenge yourself to do like ridiculous shit, like unbelievably ridiculous goals and stuff.
Wow.
And if it's basically like being okay with the failure of I didn't hit 100 million this year, I hit 10. it's like that.
Ah.
Fun. It's fine.
Yeah, this book is great because it's all about hitting your goal, whatever goal you want, the big goal in 100 days. So there's like a 10-day sprint, then a review, and then a next 10-day sprint. But it's really cool because it has a morning thing saying, what am I grateful for in X number of days
It's
I will
exactly
be.
the same.
Oh, okay.
That's from
Yeah.
just the initial peak, like it's exactly the same.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they're both almost priced the exact same as well. So it literally is like the same product rebranded. It's kind of awesome.
That's funny. Oh wow. I didn't realize you still had a paying job. That's pretty amazing.
Have to. Otherwise, my parents and my wife would all freak out.
Yeah.
It's a visa thing too, right? Like I can't quit having a job when I can't claim any proper income, because it's all going out the back door anyways right now.
Right.
So yeah, it's also for that. Like once she gets her visa and all that sorted, then it's no issue. Then I'll probably quit that same day.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you on that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
shall we kick off?
Yeah, we shall.
Terrell, you want to go first? What you've been working on?
Yeah, this week I've been working on. Well, today a lot of it was getting my webinar presentation ready, and really narrowing down and focusing more and more how I want to position myself. And that's really been the entire week. Honestly, it has. It's been thinking more and journaling and writing more down and sketching things off. I actually don't like that. And I'm going to get the webinar done tonight, and then the plan was to do it tomorrow, but I don't have anyone for it yet, so I think I'm probably going to wait until next week. Or I might just do a blab about it tomorrow so I can get something under my belt, and then I'll drive people to a landing page, and then I'll have the webinar next week.
What's the subject?
Subject is, I've gone back and forth. Subject is tactical chiropractors struggle and fail, while strategic chiropractors build a strategy to thrive.
Right. Cool.
So what I was going back and forth on was this idea of my core concept. Should it be about they need to become entrepreneurs, or should my core concept simply be they need to become strategic? That's what I've been going back and forth on. But I believe so.
Could be
What?
That could be two different webinars for two different audiences.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. I was trying to combine them both. I think I went on a run today. Whenever I start getting confused, I go for a run, and it really clears my mind. And if someone was to watch me as I run, they'd probably think I'm crazy because I talk out loud as I run.
That's awesome.
And it clears my mind, and it allows me to focus. And that's the exact thing I thought of on the run, is I could have two separate webinars and ultimately products at the end, or coaching service at the end. So that's me this week.
Cool.
You want me to lay out something super quick that you could do to get in front of like 1,000 chiropractors?
Oh, please.
So I posted these 3 group links in the chat. So those are 3 chiropractor LinkedIn groups. So basically each one of those, if you go into them and you basically look at like who's the admin for them, almost all of them have one person as the admin. So literally get to the page of the admin, send him a message, send him an email. Like don't join the group if you're not already in it. But like send the owner a LinkedIn mail and literally just say, hey, I'd love to do a joint venture of sorts. This is what I'm doing. And if you're doing the webinar already, grab the recording and say, this is what I do. I'd love to offer the same webinar to your group as free content and tie an offer to the end of it with coaching. and basically what I'll do is I'll give you a percentage of revenue on what gets closed, and basically all you have to do is press send on 3 messages to your LinkedIn group. I'll do all the work, I'll do all the writing. You just have to press send 3 times, and you just say, if you're interested, reply and say yes. So there's 3 groups there. Each one has plus 10,000 people. With webinars like that, like you're basically talking about converting about 1% of the group into a webinar, as long as the copy for the email is really on point. And that's like, the largest one there is 19,000, so 1% is like a solid 190 people, I think. My math skills are gone tonight. Yeah, 190 people. 190 chiropractors, not people.
That sounds awesome.
Good strategy. Yeah, like LinkedIn, I'm finding is just like good for this stuff. Really, really good for this stuff. I think
That was
that's
gold.
a solid strategy.
That was gold. Thank you.
All good.
I need to copy these before I get out of this. So.
I'll go through it. We'll go through in the order, I guess, that's in that Excel sheet. So I pre-sold 5 spots into a coaching program, and then subsequently shut down the coaching program, and then refunded everybody.
Oh.
Good validation though. 5 people sold $40K worth of coaching.
Holy cow!
And just refunded the whole thing. So it definitely validates the market. Now I got to basically do the exact same type of thing, but in another market and validate it again.
Why did you do that?
So I originally did it, and I was going to actually do the coaching, and then I started looking at all the prep work that's involved, and I was like, I don't want to spend the next 40 hours like prepping stuff for the next 8 weeks. So I started talking to the people in my other mastermind who I'm basically doing this info product with, this particular one. And they all just said, yeah, like, let's abandon group coaching. Let's just make it modulated course like the foundation. And we can charge very similar. We can't charge 8K, but we can charge like 3 or 4K. So we're going to do the same thing, and we're basically going to automate as much of it as possible, so take away all the human element that is not highly leveraged, like 100-person webinar, that type of thing. So it's going to save a hell of a lot of time and make a lot more money. But the fact that I was able to do that with like $10 in ad spend and just my Facebook connections, definitely put into place. Like if we do it foundation style and we open it up to like 50 or 100 people at 4K, we could easily pre-sell that 400,000 without a doubt.
Who are you selling to?
So that particular info product is entrepreneurs and wantrepreneurs. So the wantrepreneur side, they want to get into something. They want a step-by-step solution, so they can just copy and paste their way into like a 5-figure business. On the entrepreneur side, they've done some stuff. They've made a couple grand or something, but they haven't got to the point of consistent revenue. They haven't got to the point where they can build it into a 6-figure business. So that's where we're taking them is 0 to 6 figures, 6-month modulated course, $4,000.
Wow. So it's like a mini foundation.
Basically, I mean, it's very similar. It's like the foundation, but refixed for consulting.
Right.
Yeah. And then so there's another coaching, or there's another product that I've been looking at, which is kind of playing on the LinkedIn automation stuff. So basically, I spent the week like planning out those 2 to be modulated course format, so it's not hands-on one-on-one. And I started scaling back on the consulting side, basically firing all the clients where I have to spend any time with them. So if they're used to like getting a 30-minute call from me every week, I basically firing them all, or asking them to not take that 30-minute call. And basically we'll see how it goes from there. That's what I worked on. Brandon, how about you?
Yeah, so I've been using that LinkedIn automation thing in this like tool called Dorcas. I think I told you about it, but kind of found like a really effective way to just like not spam, but like mass message a lot of people. And I mean, I can go into it if you guys want like details on it. If you want to like try and do lead generation.
Yeah, what tool is it?
It's called Georgius. It's just a tool it's like a help desk tool. So it's just something. It's almost like a macro. So I'm hitting a couple buttons and then tab, and then it just shoots the message to them, and it's a lot faster than doing copy and paste of different messages for different people, right? Made it kind of generic.
Awesome.
So I've been doing that, and I've been like messaging tons and tons of people, and right now I have like 4 people in my pipeline, or actually technically 5, but one's on vacation. So still in talks with people just through LinkedIn, trying to like schedule stuff. And I have like a call on Thursday, and I think another one on Friday. But I think he wanted to reschedule. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out still. So yeah, that's what I've kind of been up to. And then I also did one of those like competitor analyses for one guy, and I sent it over, but he didn't really respond. But yeah, I finally got around to doing that after putting it off for so long, so that was pretty good. I've been trying to like perfect it, so I think that's kind of the problem that I ran into. I was trying to be a perfectionist, and I definitely.
You definitely need to watch that short clip by Rich Jeffrin.
Yeah, I watched that video.
It kicked my butt when I watched it.
Yeah.
And I was working out as I was watching it, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, so that's me. That's what I've been up to. Yeah, I'll give you a link to the Georgius thing in case anybody wants to use that. It's useful because it also like pulls out the names from LinkedIn if you're messaging on LinkedIn, so I don't have to type in their name manually or anything.
Wow.
And it's kind of more personalized than just sending something generic.
Awesome.
Cool.
Andrew, how about you?
I had a really powerful week. So I was pushed by my other guys in New York to hire a VA because I'm getting ready to launch. So I put out some ads. I chose Raleigh, North Carolina, on Craigslist just because it was in the same time zone. It's cheaper cost of living, and I put out there. And then I also went through Upwork, and on Upwork, I actually went through Chris Ducker's book about virtual freedom, hiring VAs, and I basically read the whole book again and copied the exact kind of template of how to post a job description. So it was a super descriptive description, and I also posted at a higher rate. So I got like 6 or 7 people apply through Upwork, and I found a whole bunch of cool people. Actually, a little bit more than I wanted to spend. I'm paying $22 an hour, but the VA I hired is just so perfect. She's taking notes. She's like learning everything. She's like she fills in all the gaps, like stuff that I'm really good at starting. She's really good at finishing. So that's been a really great thing for me. And I also found a possible VA who's better at content generation for me because she was a former music teacher and now she's a writer, so she's going to start contributing. I've stopped using LinkedIn as a lead generation because I found it was like I wasn't finding this big music teachers. With music teachers, it doesn't seem like they were like checking it as much. Whereas on Instagram and Facebook, it seems to be a little bit more active. So I started a private Facebook group. I only have 16 people in there. I gotta pump that up. But I do have 2 people now as admins besides me. And what else? I have a launch date of April 4th. I'm starting to reach out to some potential JV partners. No one has come back yet. And I'm starting to look at JV Zoo and ClickBank. Both sites are pretty complex looking. So that's me.
Awesome. Yeah, you probably want to look at ClickBank more so. JVZoo is easier, but it's very focused at like internet marketer.
Yeah, it seems like internet marketing seems to be like this strange, weird pyramid of like marketers selling more marketers about marketing.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's the same. Well, it's the same thing if you look at like coaching was like the best example of it when I was looking at what I was doing. It was like if you look at Dave over at like 6K Success, when you look at the consulting mastery side of things, it's like coach selling coaching and consulting to internet
Coaches.
marketers. So basically the same stuff you already. It's really weird. And then there's other programs out there where it's like you're selling coaching to coaches in order to be a better coach,
Right.
and it's weird. It's really really weird. But I mean, some cases it works. I mean, some cases it works out really well. In some cases, it's just like it's so odd. It's like 5-figure a year coach teaching a coach that started from scratch how to get to 5 figures, and then when they get to 6 figures, they do okay. Here's our step up. Now that you've paid me a bunch of money, I'm going to show you how to get to the next point, which is to get other. In those cases, and there's a lot of them on like Freedom Hackers, that's when it starts looking like you're building a pyramid scheme
Yeah.
of become a coach that helps other coaches as opposed to helping business owners or anything like that. And you just build out that network and grow it. It's really weird.
It's so weird.
Weird realm. Yeah, it's fun. All right, Terrell, what lessons did you learn this week?
I learned a big one was from that video from Rich is like, what am I trying to have other people believe about myself? And then with that, what will it take for me to believe that about myself that I'm wanting others to believe? And there was another step. Can't think of it right now. So that was a big one. A little off topic, but just being it's not off topic. Being consistent, whether it's in just I have not been waking up good, but it's been really enjoyable how I've been waking up lately. But just like making sure I get to the gym. Like I just worked out for a half hour today. That's all I had time for. But just getting to the gym, just work out for that half hour. Or in the morning, not watching anything, like any educational things, doing my work in the morning and saving the educational stuff for night.
Mm-hmm.
So just things like that, being consistent when I do certain things and certain tasks, and whether I have much time or not to do something, just do it and be consistent as I'm doing it. So it's a big one I learned.
Makes sense. Yeah, so lessons learned this week. To scale things, like you have to optimize the crap out of your life. So like in order to get into, it's kind of a weird thing, but like in order to get to 7 figures on the consulting side this year, I have to forego revenue that basically takes up my time so I can focus my time on, yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's on the higher leverage activities. So that was an interesting learning, particularly this week, especially like even on this side of the coaching thing. That was by far like the biggest realization when it was like, okay, I'm going to give up a really good amount of revenue that's all profit because it's not high leverage, and go back to the idea of high leverage even if it makes less money, because in the end that's just a bunch of time that I'm not spending. So it was weird. It was good learning.
Yeah, Jamal, I want to jump in quickly. I had the same thought process of doing live coaching will take up a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'm viewing this aspect right now almost as like an apprenticeship. Doing this live coaching, that way I can, I believe I understand the pain and how this will help, but actually physically speaking to people and running through the process with them, I'll uncover holes and gaps that
Yeah.
I hadn't realized. And then eventually I'd love to create a product from this, so that way I can step back, and I can then teach people how they can build their own strategy without me actually having to be there, how they can analyze their business and all these things.
Yeah, that was exactly the thought process that I had behind it. The whole idea was to put it out there and go through it for the sake of like going through and making sure the content was a fit,
Mhm.
and fixing holes where there were.
But that's not necessary. You don't think it's necessary.
In that particular case, that product I'm doing with other people, they found it
Gotcha.
not necessary. So because like I just don't have the time to do that, because that wasn't, I mean, it wasn't all masterminded by me. So there's pieces that I just can't do. That's why I went back and said, okay, we'll just call it off. But on like the other side of things, like the LinkedIn product, like yeah, we're probably gonna do something. Oops, sorry, we're gonna do something like that. We're probably gonna do. It's not gonna be group coaching. It's gonna be more like we're gonna do one-on-one sessions with people that come on board the first round through. Because we need to also make sure that what we should be covering off is covered off. On that other side, like I kind of have to go with the group on it, because it's four of them, one of me. Unless I did do it myself, which I'm not keen on just like flat out essentially stealing the idea at this point.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Brandon, how about you?
Yeah, so kind of a similar thing to you guys. Well, I wrote down like, invest more hours into doing important stuff. So it ties back into almost like optimizing your life and stuff. Found like last week I had like a really consistent week in terms of like waking up. I woke up like every day at 7. I realized when I was wasting time and realized, I gotta do these set specific tasks in order to like move me forward, right? And not, mess around with the stuff that really isn't important. Um, but yeah, overall, it's just like it was good to sort of see where I'm wasting time. And I mean, I still do it, and it's something I'm working on. But I don't know, it's good to be like aware of it, right? Um, but yeah, just in general, had a really consistent sort of week. Uh, Took action consistently, woke up consistently, which I'm like super happy about because I have like problems with sleep. Honestly, like the month before, I would just sleep in every day and just like waste away hours. It's crazy. So I feel like it's kind of good like to be in like a nice pattern for once of sleep. So that's been really helpful for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I totally understand that. Andrew, how about you?
So I had a big mindset shift this week where because hiring the VA forced me to get organized, to explain myself. So I also discovered an amazing tool called Teamwork PM. You guys should check out this. It's a teamworkpm.net, I believe, or .com. And so it's project management software. It's a web-based thing, a SaaS. But it's really clear and easy to use and set up projects and tasks, and it's all very visual. So that has really helped me basically explain myself to myself, even before I had to explain it to someone else. So getting clarity was a huge thing. I also I've recently started using my blender more often. So I've been doing smoothies every morning instead of a full breakfast. Uh, my energy levels have gone way up, and I'm losing some of the ring around my stomach. And then my blender died, and I was like, ah. So I ordered the Ninja, that Master Prep Ninja. Holy cow, that thing is awesome. Can't recommend it enough. And it's like $50 if you want to get the basic one. Super cool. That's me.
What type of smoothies?
What was that?
What type of smoothies did you end up
Oh,
doing?
so like I've been doing like mango, strawberry, banana, and with yogurt and a little bit of honey and vanilla in it, and or
So
blueberry,
it's just like
pineapple,
fruit, really. Like
mostly
just
fruits. Yeah, mostly
interesting.
fruits.
Cool.
I think at some point I'm gonna try adding, like I saw a recipe for a banana avocado thing. That sounded kind of interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just want to chime in. Like, I find drinking those smoothies, especially if you add like greens to it, like spinach and stuff. Well, it
Yeah,
can be kind of nasty. Some people don't like the consistency. It's like drinking a coffee because it like hydrates you and it's like gives you like energy, right?
yeah.
And yeah, actually last week I think while I was so productive, I've been drinking coffee every morning. I
Oh yeah.
never drink coffee, so
Oh
that was a
really?
good one. Yeah,
I drink coffee after the smoothie too.
right on. That's good. Yeah, I find those are two big like productivity boosters for so.
Coffee.
Awesome. All right. So what do you need help with, Carol?
Well, you already answered it. I was gonna ask how to get people there.
Awesome.
So
Um, I was gonna say feedback on the two info products, but on the business side of things, I mean that's kind of already sorted out. On the so on the LinkedIn automation side, Brandon, because I know you use it, what's has it helped you in getting clients?
Not in getting clients, but booking strategy sessions. I think, but that's kind of like up to me in the end, right? To follow through and figure out how I can help these guys that I'm booking calls with, right? But yeah, it's
Is
been
is it like
pretty
your only
consistent.
lead gen channel right now?
Yeah, right now it is, and I'm finding it's like working really well. Like it's just I just run it every day, visit like 800, 1,200 profiles, and then sort of do my routine of connecting with people with founder or CEO or whatever in their name, and then messaging like new connections, just as much as I can, and it's
Cool.
good. I think it's good considering I don't really have to. There's no costs really. It's just like LinkedIn Premium and a tool, just $15, right?
Yeah.
So I like it a
What
lot.
tool are you using?
It's good. It's called Duck Soup. I'll send you the link to it too.
Duck soup.
Yeah. It's an odd name, but for like it is probably one of the best out there.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had like a really properly working Windows emulator on my Mac because it works significantly better than Autopilot because it's actually software based.
This one's no. This one's for Chrome. So
Oh,
you
this is
can.
this is the Chrome one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking about a different one. There's one that has a very similar name, and it's a Windows based one. It's very solid as well. But yeah, for the price, like
Yeah, this
Autopilot
is
for LinkedIn, I think is going to be going up to like $100 a month now.
really.
So it's like it's not worth $100 a month.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I just stopped my subscription because I was getting diminishing returns, and I can't see why I would pay that much for that.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, like, if you're in like enterprise sales and one lead is worth hundreds, if not thousands, to you, like if it's worth like 10 grand for a lead, like by far, makes sense. For like small sales, couple $100, even $1,000, like, come on, it's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
Makes all sense. Cool. Yeah, that's all the feedback that I needed.
hey,
Brandon,
Jamal,
how about you?
I'm getting a little bit of feedback on your mic right now. It just started. Not sure why. It's like muffled, like z's.
Did that help at all?
No,
Yeah,
is anyone else?
Yeah. It was like last time. I think we had this problem. I think it's like maybe your Bluetooth headset or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not.
It's
You
not
can still
bad.
hear you.
It's fine.
I just thought that Right.
It's probably one of the wires in my mic.
Oh, there you go.
I'll
It's gone.
try and fix it.
You're better.
Okay.
Sorry, Jamal. I didn't catch what you said. Did you say something?
I know, it was basically just, that's all the feedback that I needed.
Okay, cool.
Brandon, how about you? Anything you need help with?
Right now, no. Last week was good for me, so I'm good. But yeah, whatever you guys need, I'm here to help.
Andrew, how about you?
You guys have any resources on like how to use ClickBank?
There's an ebook or something about it, I think.
Yeah, I might have one. Hold on, let me look.
Yeah.
I could show you how to like upload a product. I've done it before.
There's a site if you look up.
It's not.
I just looked at like how-to guide to ClickBank. There's one called clickbankguide.com, and it's like it's kind of like a niche authority site type of thing. It goes through almost everything actually. Looks like.
Bankguy.com?
Clickbankguide.com. Yeah.
Looks like it's.
Guide. Harvey Siegel presents. Huh. Did you guys look at this before?
I've never seen this.
Didn't know it existed.
Huh.
There are like if you go to Warrior Forum and all that, there are people who can help you get set up on ClickBank.
Yeah.
Where you basically just you pay them the one-time fee, they'll get you sorted out.
I already have an account, I believe, from years ago. But I never knew what I was doing, so.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing you'll want to know is how to advertise on ClickBank.
Yeah.
So that you can get affiliates through their like ad network, and then just how to get listed and how to figure out payments in the payment dashboard, so you know like what's coming in, what's going out. Those are the biggest three things.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, yeah, this looks like a lot of stuff here.
All right.
I do got one thing. I'm wanting to give at the end of the webinar like a free gift, and what I was thinking was giving them basically just the slides, like in like PDF format. Is that good idea? Like, would that be valuable, or should I create something completely separate? I just wanted to be able to give them something afterwards. I was on a webinar recently, and that's what they did, and I actually loved it because I'm the type of one when I listen to a webinar, if there's a slide I really like, I'm going to print screen it and then put it over to Word, and then eventually I'll have like 15 pages or whatever on Word, and then I'll save it. So for me, because I would do that, it was valuable. But for the average person, I'm not sure if it would be valuable.
I think like every time I've run a webinar, pretty much every time someone's asked for a copy of the slides. So what I do is I don't just give them the replay. I give them the option to also get the slides for those who have registered. And then like if I'm doing it as a joint venture through LinkedIn, they send out the replay as well as the slide link. And when it's sent out to those people who haven't attended, it's an opt-in offer. So it's get the replay and get the slides. You opt in and then you just get a page with the webinar replay video and the slide download link.
That's smart.
So that way you can capture like the two sets of audiences.
Ooh, I might be talking more later about that. I like that. Is there a way to easily? So would you give the slides only to the people who register for it, or anyone?
Anybody who registers, but I mean, like if they didn't register and they're still in the group and they get that offer of like, hey, do you want to see this replay of this webinar? They still have to opt in, so they basically register anyways. So I still give it to those people, but I don't give it to anybody who hasn't given me their email.
I like that. You basically just created a lead magnet right there.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Okay, cool. Is there a way to easily transition like from PowerPoint to like a PDF?
Yeah, you can export it. PDF.
Can you?
You can
Okay,
usually
cool.
export right from it.
Okay, right on. Thank you.
Right.
Kirill, do you have your slides all done and stuff? Like, are you? Or are you
I
still working on it?
have. I'm still working on it. I have 15, I believe, done.
Cool. Yeah, let me know
Yeah.
if you need like somebody to review it or something. I'd be happy to do that.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, I'm calling it. I don't know if this name fits anymore because I'm gonna focus on. Here, I'll just quickly screen share, and then screen share. I haven't done that forever. Hold on, where are you at? Where's that at? There we go. Can you see my screen?
No.
Can't see it?
It says presenting to everyone, but I don't actually see it.
I don't see it either.
You don't see my screen?
You have to click like a button or something.
Do we have to click something?
No, is there, so you're presenting it, is there something that says like start presenting to everybody, or?
Says you are presenting to everyone. What? Did they change this?
Here, I think you might be using. Try using the screen share thing. Here, look, I'll
Screen
share mine
share.
just to show you.
On the left.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah,
Can I do that?
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
Wait,
it's just
show me how you did it.
Left side.
hold on.
Screen share on the left side, the green arrow button.
Yeah, okay, so see.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll cut off my feed.
All right, here it is. You see it?
Yeah.
So basically, right now I called it the chiropractor's entrepreneurial emergency, but I believe I'm going to probably change that since I'm going to focus this one around being strategic. And then basically start off, you're in the right place if list 3 reasons. If they're one of that, they're in the right place. And then no distractions, just throw that in there. Little about your host, that's actually my family. Love them. A little bit about your host.
I think it's frozen.
We don't see it changing.
Yeah, it's not updating.
What?
Oh, there you go. Now it is.
There we go.
Fine, I'll just make it small. You didn't see anything?
Oh, it's because you went full screen. I think that's why.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So just
All right, you're in the right place if list 3 reasons, and then no distractions. A little about your host, family. A little about me again, and then this is my core concept: tactical chiropractors struggle and fail, while strategic chiropractors build their own strategy to thrive.
I think you should move that up. Like
Move that.
Yeah, to the
almost
second
the very
slide.
beginning. Yeah.
Okay,
It's a nice sub-headline kind of
gotcha. Okay,
And
Well-
like that.
you can go through that stuff about you pretty quick.
okay. Sounds good.
Because people are going to be saying, what's in it for me? I don't care about you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then a little proof from Michael Gerber from the eMyth, just to show that, small businesses, a lot of people who are in a small business, they think they're entrepreneurs, but they aren't, and that it can be fatal assumption. Not sure if that fits since I'm talking about being strategic. I think it still fits. I'm not talking about becoming an entrepreneur, but I believe it still fits. Gonna talk about my snowboard coach, so that'll be up a little higher. Actually, maybe that's all I'll talk about for myself is me having a coach when I was snowboarding. That's what it'll be. Okay, I like that.
Example.
What?
That's a good example.
Yeah, I think that's the example I'm
Yeah,
going
it's
to
an
use.
example that shows who you are and why it's relevant too.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Well, it gives a little bit of background about you, but still is relevant to the audience you're talking to, right?
I like that. Yes. I like that. I don't know why that one's in there. I just threw it in there. Some common reasons. I
Actually, that's a
hear,
really good one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I mean, maybe that's even in the earlier too, right?
Okay.
Basic problems, and then you're going to give the solutions or some kind of solutions.
hmm In this instance, it would be being strategic. Then some common reasons I hear about chiropractic businesses failing are not enough tactics, too much competition, undervalued service, lack of guidance, lack of focus, reimbursements going down, blah blah blah. Then I'm going to share the story of chiropractors. Like they get into chiropractic because they want to help people, and they go to school, and they get out of school, and basically just try to relate it completely to them. Not sure why I threw that in, but yeah, I did. Strategy equals. That one's not finished. How to apply strategy in any aspect of the business: high-level thinking, mid-level, low-level. Then relying on another person's strategy to build your business is a surefire way to fail, while building your own strategy increases the odds of winning at the game of business.
So, what is strategy to you, Taro?
Strategy is looking ahead. Well, first strategy is knowing the reason why you're in business. Understanding why you're in business. The reason why you are wanting to have your own business. And then strategy is then looking and seeing where you want to be in 5 years, and then working backwards. And understanding that strategy involves tactics, but it needs to be you do this thing because you believe you'll get this outcome. And so strategy isn't the day-to-day operations. It's the high level thinking of where you want to go, then how are you going to get there. So to me, that's what strategy is. Then the last one, just a quote. I'm not sure how I'm going to fit it in yet, but I like it. What holds most people back isn't the quality of their ideas, but the lack of faith in their ideas. I don't know how I'm going to make that work, but I'm going to.
So, and then you're trying to sell coaching at this point, right?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
So you're going to give them the faith.
It could be. Yeah. So that's what I have so far. I have a lot more slides to do. I worked on it a lot today, and I was like, wait, I've never put together a webinar. Here it goes. So that is what I've put together so far.
That's good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
I like your headlines and your copy and stuff there. It's good.
Thank you. All right, am I done screen sharing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Covered everything. Yeah?
So commitments for next week.
Oh yeah.
Taro, how about you?
Commitments, I'm going to. Would it be wiser to run a webinar, record it, and give it to these LinkedIn admins first so they can see it, or contact them first and say, this is what I'm going to do, I'd love for you to share it?
I would probably try both. Try it without the webinar first. If you don't get any response, send them all the same type of message. Just say, hey, here's exactly what it would look like.
Cool.
I mean, it's also to your benefit too. So like, if you run it once, you can kind of like perfect it as a video. And then if you do run it as a webinar, instead of having to do it live, you can literally, like if you're doing Webinar Jam, you can inject the video. When the video is done, then you say, you go through the last slide, which is like, okay, well now, do you have any questions? Now I'm jumping on live to answer them.
Ooh, I like that. So you should basically, I'm there at the computer, but I don't have to physically keep repeating it over and over and over and over again. It's just hit play, then at the end, all right, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Would you recommend Webinar Jam?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean so you'll consistently get the feedback that the screen is blurry. You won't get it from everybody. You'll get it from one or two people. And the reason is it uses Google Hangouts. So at times Google Hangouts is a piece of garbage and it just pixelizes things. It's basically come to the point where all my webinars are prefaced with, don't worry if the screen's pixelated. Don't worry if the sound if sound's cut out or whatever. Like, you'll get a recording of the webinar. It's going to be HD quality. Don't worry. If you want to avoid that, I do Zoom. Zoom actually works really, really well.
What do you prefer more, Zoom or?
I prefer Webinar Jam more because I don't have to worry about sending replays or anything. I don't have to worry about the emails. Everything's all in one system. So Webinar Jam for the notifications for emails, I just press add email 5 times and I never have to touch any of them. I don't have to write any copy. I don't have to do anything.
How much is Webinar Jam?
$4.99 a year.
East.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
$199.
Yeah.
Pricey.
Yeah. So you pay it all up front as a yearly thing, and it uses Google Hangouts, so you can have as many as you want on there, which works out really well because the best thing you're able to tell those group owners is, like, if you get 1,000 people on the webinar,
and this is
you can handle it.
And in this video, we're going to share with you the.
Sorry.
It's all good. They have there must be like 10,000 words on that Webinar Jam homepage. The sales page, it's massive.
Holy cow.
It is huge. It is a great sales page. But it's a $500 product, annually licensed. So, you have to have a lot of info to not sell it with anybody there.
Oh, these guys are old-time internet marketers who run this.
Yeah.
I recognize these names.
There's actually like 8 products exactly like Webinar Jam. They're all priced about the same. Webinar Jam's the only one that directly integrates to ClickFunnels that I know of, so that's why I use that versus any other one. So I can literally avoid having to use any of the really shitty Webinar Jam landing pages, and I can just connect it right into ClickFunnels.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't justify that cost right now. That's way high.
Well, so
$41 a
guys
month.
Want, I can actually set up your webinar through my Webinar Jam with your email and everything. So if you don't need non-standard emails, you just need whatever the standard notification emails are, I can set you up in my Webinar Jam account and everything comes from your email.
Wow, that's very generous of you, Jamil. That's awesome.
The other thing is, I just paid. I really shouldn't have. I paid for ClickFunnels Actionetics thing, so now I'm paying a ridiculous amount to ClickFunnels. Now I can also have unlimited everything in there.
Oh.
So if you did a trial of ClickFunnels and then you got the share link, so I can just import it into my account, I can also run the funnel for you in my account. The only issue is there's no client accounts in ClickFunnels, which is just a pain in the ass, but I'm paying these guys a ridiculous amount per month, so I might as well make use of it.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to do it all with I just Google Hangouts manually and MailChimp. That's my funnel. And lead pages.
Yeah, I tried. I'm trying Actionetics. It's not been successful yet. Because you have to have an SMTP provider, and so I'm going through SendGrid's reauthorization process and all this stuff right now. So it's I'm a week away from being able to send emails, but the level of detail is insane.
Why don't you just use Zoom?
There's a lot of other tools I have to pull together for it.
Oh.
This way, so when I get the SMTP stuff set up on ClickFunnels, now I spend to do a webinar now or to do an automated webinar now,
Yeah.
I spend 5 minutes in Webinar Jam getting it set up. I spend maybe 15 minutes in ClickFunnels setting it up, getting the landing pages, whatever else set up, and that's like it. That's my total setup time.
Huh.
And that's like emails and everything included. Like I don't have to touch anything else other than like actually running the webinar when it's ready.
Tight.
Wow. Okay. I might need to graduate to that level. I've only done one.
It's basically like if you were looking at like Infusionsoft.
Yeah.
The cost ends up being about the same. I don't know whether it's any better or any worse. It literally feels about the same.
Right.
But the really interesting things, like all the data that would be in Infusionsoft, is also like in ClickFunnels. Like I can pull up someone who's in my growth hacking newsletter, and I can see, and so like she has a 37 action score with a 1% value, 99% recency, 1% frequency. So what that tells me is 37 action score, she's only taken a couple actions on the site.
Wow.
99% recency, she is very, like she recently signed up into the site. Like she actually signed up today. 1% value means she's not really going to turn into a purchaser because she signed up on a product that has no payment funnel, like touching to it at all. And frequency 1, she only came to any of my pages once.
That's insane.
That's like crazy in depth.
I have some crazy data on the back end that I didn't even know existed here.
That's ClickFunnels.
What are you paying for that? It's Actionetics and like
Super
the backpack
expensive.
thing?
It's basically Infusionsoft level. I'm paying
so
the same as Infusionsoft, but for Actionetics, and Backpack is the main thing I'm paying for. Backpack is the key bit because that's the affiliate program. Like I can launch an affiliate program for any product I want in less than 15 minutes.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's cool.
So how much is that a month that you're spending on this?
$297 for ClickFunnels.
Oh my.
It's heavy.
Wow. That's worth it.
I was gonna estimate like 400. So.
No, yeah, I mean, like, so that's full out. Like, there's no other plan, right? So there's only 2 plans on ClickFunnels. You either pay for like a limited thing, or you pay the $297. You get everything. So once I get the SMTP stuff sorted, like it is probably the most high leverage thing I have in my business right now. Because I can deploy webinars in no time as I continue to build that stuff up. If I build an info product funnel, the setup time is like an hour for like 5 product setup, and I can put all of the emails in there. There's templates on that. The marketplace that they're rolling out is supposed to have both. So it's actually the marketplace is going to be better than Infusionsoft because they're going to have both where you'll buy a funnel, and that funnel for like $200 that you bought is going to have like 5 email sequence. It's going to have like 10 landing pages. It'll be fully like plug and play.
So the lower end of ClickFunnels is $97.
$97 a month. It used to be $37, and they got rid of it, I think.
So, but you're saying that you can't really do anything with that level?
You get all the funnels and landing pages. You can't do the emails or the affiliate stuff. And it's limited to 20 funnels. So like just in templates that I use, I had 10 funnels already. Oh. So when I started adding in clients and stuff, I was like, okay, like within 2 months I'd reached 20 funnels. So I basically paid so I can get 1 extra funnel. And I was like, okay, well now I might as well use everything.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well,
this is all Russell Brunson stuff, right?
Yeah. Once they get client accounts, like this is going to be the most powerful thing I think I'm using right now. Because with a client account, that means like I could pay for it once, and everybody I know could use the 1 account. Like that's exactly what would happen.
Wow.
That's funny.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I like ClickFunnels. They're solid. Are they still like really buggy like they used to be, or is it?
No,
I guess they're working.
Way better. I used it before too, and I hated it with a passion. Yeah. Now it's way better.
I've always liked it. I think it's super powerful. The landing page and like funnel creator is just like holy crap, man.
Super quick.
Never been able to build like a funnel so quick.
But yeah, so off topic, but yeah, Webinar Jam. I'd recommend that. If you need me to set it up for you, let me know.
But if you set it up, how would I run it?
So what it works on is So there's a live link which I basically give you, and that's the link to activate the
So
whole
like
thing.
this, basically like I give you this link and you can basically hop
yeah.
on.
Essentially like this. So I'd give you the same type of link.
Gotcha.
And basically when you open that, it activates.
Yep.
And it's based on your email address. So whatever email is going to be sending out emails and everything else has to be the Google email that you log in with.
Gotcha.
That's pretty much it.
But then it goes into an email provider or something that you.
Yeah, so like if I can hook it up through ClickFunnels to do the landing page, where that I just need like I could do either the API integration, or you can give me like an HTML form, and it'll just use the HTML form to submit info into the funnel.
Wow.
But I mean, in like basically what it is, so there's it's basically ClickFunnels will take in the email. Ideally, it just shoots it off to Webinar Jam. Webinar Jam then has the ability to relay that info into whatever provider you want, whether it's MailChimp or whatever, and that's all HTML form based.
So there's really 3 services that you have to be running and paying for. ClickFunnels, Webinar Jam, and an email service provider, right?
Yeah. Actionetics is going to get rid of the idea of having to have like a MailChimp, and then I only just have to pay for like emails that get sent out. So I think I'm going to go with SendGrid, but because Mandrill looks like it's going to be a lot more hassle to set up now that they've integrated it into MailChimp.
Okay. Huh. This stuff is complicated.
It's a pain in the ass to set up, but like now that it's set up, it works so well. But like I understand the reason why there's like ClickFunnels certification program and everything now. Like I could have easily charged a business like $10,000 to set this up for them.
So this is basically what Lawrence is doing on the Infusionsoft side.
It's way more complex.
Even more. Huh?
Yeah, his stuff is way more complex.
His stuff is more complex. You're saying.
Just the way you have to do things in Infusionsoft, it can get as simple, it can be as simple as ClickFunnels. Oftentimes it's not. Oftentimes most businesses just don't want it to be that bare bones or simple. So that's when it gets to that's why you have to have a Infusionsoft consultant on hand like all the time.
Boy, it sounds like there's a room in the marketplace for somebody simpler.
That's supposed to be where ClickFunnels came in, and I mean it was. Now it's getting more complex.
And they're getting pricey.
Yeah. But it was so weird. So I was talking to them because I wanted to get into the certification program.
Yeah.
So you have to. It's so stupid. You have to buy tickets to attend their live event, at which point you get access to purchase one of a limited number of certification grants, and there's not enough for everybody who comes to the live event. And basically, you're paying the price of a ticket to find out what the cost of the certification is. Maybe you sign up for the certification. So like even if it's a $3,000 certification course, you're paying $1,000 for the ticket, and then because it's in the middle of San Diego, you're paying like another $3,000 for accommodation and flights. It's like you're paying $10,000 almost, like $8,000 ish, all in, to get an Infusionsoft certification, a ClickFunnels certification.
Insane.
And then Infusionsoft is just like, you do it online, you pay us $2,000, and you do it whenever you want. And it's like, okay, that's entirely night and day.
Wow. What would recommendations be offering to the LinkedIn admins, like a percentage of the profits?
I'll typically just tell them a percent of revenue, and then if without stats, the first one that I did, I offered them like 50-50 split. The only reason was I needed those stats in so I could go to the next guy and say, hey, here's what I want to do with you, and here's the stats that proves that it works. And that way it's it becomes a no-brainer for them to just say, okay, let's do it. So that's the way that I had to do it the first round through. You don't necessarily have to. I think you probably would have been okay with like a 20% cut. What I do now is a 10 to 20% cut, depending on just how big the group is. it's really big, I'll do 10% because like, you know, the group's not always as engaged, but it's also like this guy's can make a crap ton of money no matter what. If it's a bit smaller and the numbers don't look as promising, I'll say, okay, you know, I'll give you 20% because I think that's what it's going to take to do like the 4 figures or whatever.
Gotcha. Cool.
Mhm.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to head out.
Yeah, same. I think I have a call right now, I think.
Oh.
Oh, no. I still got like an hour. I'm all good. It's been a ridiculous day. I've had like 15 calls today.
Oh man.
Fun times.
All
Like
right.
client calls?
Like, let's see. So there's like 5 prospecting calls, 2 client calls, 1 call. I'm still trying to find like a scale coach. So I talked to one of them today, and then a bunch of like LinkedIn calls.
Oh,
It's
man.
like 15-minute quick calls.
All right. Good night, guys.
All right. Have a good one.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna head out as well. Take care.
All right.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you. Bye. All right. Thank you for everyone watching this mastermind call. Hope you got a lot of value from it. Today is Tuesday, March 15, 2016. All right. Night, y'all.